Hello students, welcome to our first note taking for our new objective 6.3, where we'll be zooming in on the moon and then focusing on, zooming in on the earth and then focusing on the earth, moon, and sun and how they interact with each other. So this is just a quick set of introductory notes I'd like you to write on the very next right side of your interactive science notebook. So let's first start with those key characteristics that make Earth unique, that make Earth what we call the Goldilocks planet, hospitable to all these life forms. We know that it is rocky because it is one of the inner planets. But the biggest key is it has liquid water. Including oceans. And we'll talk, oceans have a lot to do with maintaining a constant climate, okay? It also has a protective atmosphere, another one of the key things. It has got just the right amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere to keep our temperatures just perfect, not too hot and not too cold, like Goldilocks. So I'm going to write that here. So as a reminder, often we call it the Goldilocks planet. We are looking for another one like it, but have yet to find one that is just right. Another thing that makes Earth unique is it does have a magnetic field. If you've ever used a compass, you have realized that, okay? So there are two vocabulary words before we really start talking tomorrow about day and night and seasons and move into moon phases that I want to make sure you know. So let's make sure we write this down. The first one is rotation and the second one is revolution. These should be words that you have learned before, but I just want to make sure we're all on the same page with it. So I'm going to attempt to draw rotation. This is our axis that goes right through the center of the Earth that we rotate around. So that's what rotation is. It's that movement or spinning motion of a planet on its axis. So the axis is that imaginary line that goes through a planet. So it rotates around its axis, okay? We know that is what, for us, what causes day and night. As we're facing the sun, it's day, and as we're away from the sun, it's night, okay? How long does it take Earth to rotate fully around its axis? You know, it takes about 24 hours or 1 day. And each planet has a different rotational speed, but Earth, we all know there's 24 hours in a day. Takes Earth 24 hours or 1 day to make one full rotation. So we know the Earth spins on its axis, so do other planets, but remember we're focusing now on Earth. So our second and last vocabulary term I want to make sure we all have a good handle on before we really dig deeper tomorrow is revolution. So revolution is, if I had the sun, right? This is my sun picture. The center of our universe, right? We revolve around the sun. If this is Earth, we try and draw Earth a little bit. This is our planet. Throughout the course of a year, we move around or orbit around the sun. The Earth, the moon revolves around us. So that is another term that we use. Instead of revolution, we often say it orbits, okay? And what is the definition of revolution? The technical definition is the movement of an object around another object. And in 6.3, we're going to be focusing on two movements, the Earth around the Sun and the Moon around Earth. But technically, it's the movement just of any object around another object. And does it revolve in a perfect circle? Actually, no, it does not. Earth orbits in an ellipse, and that's an important fact we'll talk about later. In case you don't know what an ellipse is, it's not a perfect circle, it's more like an oval, okay? How long does it take the Earth to fully revolve around the Sun? You guessed it, 1 year or 365 days. Around the Sun. And why is revolution important? Well, revolution is what causes the seasons. One of the reasons. So it's also along with the tilt of the Earth. As we're moving around and we're tilted closer to the Sun, because the Earth is tilted, that's when we have our summer and spring and the opposite. We'll talk about more about that tomorrow though. So hopefully you got all these notes and we're able to see them. I will also upload a picture along with this video so you can take these notes on your own.